What's up? I'm Albert Lawrence, and this is the IMDb Show. Today, our guest is Kelvin Harrison Jr. Welcome, Kelvin. So look, Kelvin, let's talk. Your new movie, Waves, is a very intimate family piece, but there's so much anxiety in it. Like, I could not sit still during it. What do you think it is about Waves that is such an edge of your seat experience?
I think Trey O'Shells is an incredible filmmaker, and he really knows how to infuse the anxieties that we kind of go through every day and just our psyche and how it works and what young people feel like, which is just a lot of chaos.
I know you're under a lot of pressure right now, but I'm just getting really scared.
He really just puts a lot of heart into it, and so the shots and the cinematography and the music and just, you know, the Trent Reznor score, it's just all intense.
Look at you! You mean look at me?
I heard that he actually wrote your character with you in mind.
It's incredible. We worked together on a movie called It Comes at Night, and it was like my first lead in the movie, so I was so grateful.
That sounds so awful.
What's wrong with you?
And like a year later, he was like, I'm making my next feature. It's my version of a high school movie. I was like, okay, cool. Am I still young enough to be in a high school movie? And he was like, there are two parts. There's the brother in the first half, and there's the boyfriend in the second half. Which part do you want to play? And I was like, well, what's the more challenging part? And he was like, there's a wrestler. I know you can't play sports, so that will be the most challenging part for you. And I was like, all right, word. Well, then I want that part then. And so from there, we just started collaborating, and we started seeing these through lines between, you know, his upbringing in Texas and in my upbringing being from New Orleans, and understanding our romantic relationships and our relationships with our father. So it was like these parallels and these just universal truths that just rang so big. And so I felt like I was seen.
We're in this together.
The family at the core of the film is an African-American family. The conversations that were happening, they felt very familiar to me. So much so that I was actually surprised when I found out that Trey is white.
Yeah.
So give me some insight. How did he know that this is what we talk about?
Trey wrote his version of the script, and all those truths are there. The family dynamics are there. The specificity and the nuance of like historically what kind of comes into place for, you know, African Americans. That's when we start to have that conversation and be like, okay, this is what my dad actually sounded like, and this is what the things they might say. And also, you know, if we say that curse word one more time, I think somebody would have been smacked. So it's just, you know, it's just the different homes and trying to find that balance. But also, like, this is a very progressive Black family, and, you know, they're really trying to do their best to just move forward.
I'm trying to give you the tools to succeed in this world. It's not easy out there.
Talk to me some about the collaboration that you and Trey had, making Tyler come to life.
First starts with the blonde hair. You know, we were in a Target, and he was like, Mr. Dot, that's what he calls me. Because he started off with K. Dot, which is like Kendrick Lamar, but then he was like, well, now that you're a young adult, you are Mr. Dot. And so he's like, Mr. Dot, what are you thinking for hair? And I was like, can I dye it pink? He was like, hell no. Oh. and so I was like, he was like blonde, and I was like, that would be cool. So, because we were thinking about what athletes are like, and also the idea of an athlete that's kind of pushing boundaries. I thought about Odell Beckham. Everyone talked about it. Everyone's like, I can't believe he's doing that. And like, he's constantly pushed boundaries in terms of what like a Black man should look like. Yeah. These are the idols that young kids are looking at too. Frank Ocean, Kanye, you know, Pharrell in the New Masculinity cover on GQ. I think they're trying to find identity. They're trying to find expression, and they're trying to find a space to just become who they want to be. So that kind of gave us all the insight into all the other pieces of who Tyler is. He's just a kid who's just trying to figure out how to be happy and be who he is every day.
We're at a moment now where we're no longer looking at cultures as just being monochromatic. Everybody doesn't have to be the exact same with
Exactly.
We are not afforded the luxury of being average.
Clearly, you've had a very packed year. I mean, this year alone, you added 6 credits to your IMDb page.
Nice.
Props for that.
Come on, agents.
Come through, agents, yes. So with one of those roles, you're playing Teddy Green in Godfather of Harlem. You have to tell me, what's it like to work with Forest Whitaker?
I heard he fought for me for this part, and so I was so grateful for him.
It's the least I could do for your mom.
But I play a musician in the show. So Forrest would come to the studio and he would work with me. And it was so cool because I started seeing how music, it still kind of relates to acting. And he would break down the lyrics. And he was like, you know, what are you trying to overcome in the scene? And what are you trying to say through your music? It was a masterclass on acting for song. And I was like, who knew? Who knew? And then he could sing.
What? I didn't know Forest Whitaker could sing.
He wouldn't say it, but I said it here first. He could sing.
You're spilling all the tea here today.
Just dropping it. Overflowing.
Spill it.
Talk to me a bit about what are you watching right now? What's on film or TV that you're watching or that you can't wait to come out?
Barry.
What are you enjoying about Barry?
I was like, is this what it's like to be an actor?
Here's my only direction. Let the cat out.
I remember when I first came here and going into like an acting class and just seeing what the fears and anxieties and also the ego that's involved and who we think we are versus who we actually are. And I was like, whoa, it's like those things that kind of mirror your life in a little bit and kind of check you at the door. I kind of like it.
There is an inherent darkness in you. I had the same instinct about Charlie Manson.
I'm really excited to see Queen and Slim. I've heard so many great things about that movie.
What do you want?
I want to ride or die.
It's just such an innovative like storyline, what I've heard, but it's also very like current and you know, touching on a lot of what things that's going on right now.
Step out of the vehicle.
Can I ask why, officer?
No, you may not.
I'm excited to see The Irishman. I mean, Scorsese, De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci. Simple. It's an acting class and a filmmaking class, and I'll take that master class any day.
He's not an easy man to please.
Well, I do my best.
I've not seen a trailer or anything like that.
You might be demonstrating a failure to show appreciation.
I don't really like to watch the trailers for the movies though, because I like to kind of go in blind. I think it makes the experience so much more fun. And then I watch the trailer afterwards and kind of go sick. Great trailer.
Kelvin, thank you very much for coming and gracing us with your presence today at the IMDb show. You are amazing in Waves, but even cooler in person. So for all of you at home, Waves is opening in theaters this Friday, November 15th. You do not want to miss it. And head on over to imdb.com/show to see everything that we've been up to. And if you stick around right now, we'll give you all the latest previews in one place. It's our trailer.
You want to become the person that you were born to be? Don't waste your time on all the junk of life. What am I doing?
We can protect our climate, and we can find you a career you can be excited about.
I'm putting you on a new team. You're working with Ammo now.
Cap, Ammo is a high school musical boy band with guns.
We all grow up fantasizing about finding true love with a knight in shining armor and living happily ever after. But that's all it is, fantasy.
Remember the voice in your head? The one that said, sneak away. Crazy!
Don't let him haunt you.
Hello?